Morning. Just out in the Peak District. Just on a spontaneous, make it up as I go along sort of mission. Well, sort of, you know, there is a route, but it was just made it up as I set up from home that this is the one I was doing, more the point. But I'm out at Tintwhistle. So I just managed to park outside a Arnfield reservoir just down there. I'll follow this trail up, and it puts me up onto Tintwhistle Knarr, which I was up here a couple of weeks ago, months ago, doing the wrecks. But what this one's doing is, I think it's called the Seven Falls Trail. I did sort of drop on a waterfall when I was doing the wreck hike. I thought, oh, that looks quite pretty. Well, it turns out there's about 6 further ones lower down the river than I was going, so I'm coming at it from the bottom. So I'm going to go up, say up here, it turns left, drops me onto the bank of Arnfield Brook, I think it's called. Takes me up these 7 waterfalls, carries on up onto Tintwhistle Knarr. I'll probably pick up the Lancaster and the Lightning again, and then circle back down past the Hurricane. I'll call it the Memorial Cross maybe, but not bother going to the wreckage, and then loop back around. So it should be, I think, about 5-6 miles. So this is Tintwhistle, this little village. I think carries on that way a little bit. I just dropped down here and I'll say look for the path on the right, basically. Yeah, so one surmises this is the turn off. There's the stream, so it should take me up the right hand flank of it. I'm going up onto the top of that hill there. That's Tintwhistle Knarr. And I say, so just meander up this path, got to break down to the riverbed, and presume there's a path going up the side. Again, I've not done this section before, I'm just speculating at the moment, and from what I've sort of seen on the limited research I've done on it, I just came up on a wing it kind of mission rather than sort of fully researching it as such. But it is what it is. I say it's a day out. If I walk past them on this trip and it's too far to backtrack, I'll know for next time and plan accordingly. So the advantage of this, I can see the stream. I can't see any major height drops, so hopefully it'll come into view a bit more when I get to just around this side. I can see down a bit better. I do, however, if I can't sort of see anything from just around this little nib, I've got a secret weapon. I'll send the drone over, see if I can locate them. If you look across the far hill there, you've got this hill here, it kicks down and then creases back up on the far side. That's Tintwhistle Knarr. So then you've got a rock outcrop just sticking up. It's about 150 metres from our perspective to the left, and just inside on the plateau is the Lancaster. Not seen a soul so far. Oh, sorry, one farmer herding his sheep, but nobody else on the trails at all. Just main path is there. I've just seen like a sort of flagged path heading down. Now the gully gets a bit more severe further up, so that's highly likely to be where the targets are, rather than down here. It all looked relatively smooth going. So am I on some form of path, or is it some form of sheep trod? But either way, kind of committed now. I'll plod on. Started to see a few. One looks reasonable here, so I guess we've got to break down the side. Definitely worth a look. Oop, hares. Times 2. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one down here. Bit of a drop off there, so I'll just break off to my left so I can see what's down this, and it looks like there's a bit of a sort of path what cuts up. So that's what I will do. Right, we're overlooking the stream here, so I guess it's relatively flat. It's sort of obviously descending, but a gradual descent, what I've seen as I've walked up this way. But now we're starting to get to the money. And sort of contour around without slipping down. Yeah, that's that one's a bit more like it. Yeah, you could work your way down. Let's carry on along this bit of a path now along the rest of them. So about 8-9 feet, 10 maybe. Looks to be a way out, be a bit squishy. So I just carry on over to these and then sort of find a way just cut back up, be off piste a bit, I would imagine. Cool. That's as far as I need to go, I think. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to backtrack a little bit till I can cross and then cut up this left hand bank and then make it up as I go along. Basically I've got to get up there by whatever means, so I'll either diagonally cut that way until I intersect something, or just plod on until I get to the top. Looks promising. Yep. Nice and easy. I'll switch back up to that bit and then cut along the top of there, be able to see a bit more what I'm looking at. So I'm just sort of basically just going to zigzag up this flank it gets a bit steeper. Oh yeah, bugger! Peat bog. So I've got to get basically there, that rock outcrop, Lancaster, pretty much straight in front of me. That's Arnfield Reservoir. Down there, that's where I'm parked at the side of. So I've come up across and up that track there, but then you break off to get to the series of waterfalls. So it's just a nice little walk, a little bit rough and ready up the side, as the hurricanes are just over the top here. There's a shooting cabin, Arnfield Flats. If you follow, there's a trail what runs up there to a gate, and then it runs around the top to another gate there, and then about another 250 metres, maybe a bit more, 300, along there is what's left of the Chipmunk. I've just sort of switched back my way up here because I'm heading up to the Lancaster, which is about 350 feet away from it at the minute. I've just got to get across this fence, but looks like there's a big section down, so that's where I'll head for. But first, get over this and under this. Without snagging my bag. Right, Lancaster PA111. Painted rock wax. There's a rock outcrop there. That's about the only rock outcrop on the face as you're looking up towards Tintwhistle. So I'm only 150 metres, 200 metres from that. And then the Lightning is 500 metres that away. We'll cross that bridge in a bit. We'll have a cup of tea and my sandwich. I'll pull up a rock and get that done. P38J Lightning. I ain't got details to hand. There was like a spontaneous trip to both of these. Lancaster in this one, so I haven't got the dates etc. to hand. So that's basically it. Just got to get down to the fence line. It's usually a bit of a mud pit, but we've got to follow this fence line, probably around to where you can sort of see, basically just around there, quarter of a mile, half a mile, and then there's a stile. You carry on, there's a path takes you up to Lads Leap, and carry on around to Crowden and Pennine Way and all that malarkey. But I'm just going down to this fence line, follow it around to a stile, drop me down. It'll drop me down below me. There's like a quarried area there. There's usually a bog fest though, so it might be fun and games. But we've got to drop down below me. There's a path goes below, takes me back down, and then normally I go down the switchbacks, but there's a path that takes me up and over, and it drops me down to the road, just this side of Tintwhistle. I have to say, so far it's been super dry. So I didn't have the lightning storm here yesterday. I expect it to be quite moist, avoiding the bog fests. It's not been too bad as it goes. Nothing too substantial or sinkable, he says. Maybe a little bit too soon. That's the far point. So I just come over this stile, it's all back now. Where are we? That's got to be Torside, I guess, because that's Torside Clough. Takes you up onto Bleaklow, so you've got to Shelf or James Thorne. That's where Lancaster is, on James Thorne. High Shelf Stones, where the Super Fortress is, of course. The Dakota's just below the Lancaster. And you've got Wild Boar Clough. That's a good day out, going up onto there. That puts you up onto Sykes Moor, which is in between Torside Clough and Wild Boar. So on the middle of this bit of a plateau here is the Blenheim. So Bleaklow Head will be the high point up there. And then you've got near, far and middle Black Clough further down for the waterfall there. And that path takes you up to Bleaklow Head as well. On this little face here, Brammer Edge, there's an L20 beaver just on there, just off the path, just probably on this rock outcrop here. I think it's at this end, but just about 5 or 10 feet off the path below the ridge is what's left of that. I'll say it's all back now, so down the side of this quarry. That makes a bit of a waterfall. It's actually got a bit flowing over it today. Not exactly Niagara, but better than normal. So follow it down. This path takes you down, so it gradually drops down now through this wood, brings you out to the gate at the other side of this lump, which is Tintwhistle Knarr. I say, put you to the hurricane, or the memorial plaque actually for all three, for the Lancaster, the Lightning and the Hurricanes. I'm not going to bother going up to the person. That's a novelty. That's the first person I've seen. Yeah, so down to the switchbacks, and then there's a path what curls back up and over and sort of drops gradually down to the road. So that's another bit of path I've not been on before, so that's the one I'm aiming for. And then a little bit of road walking, I guess, back into Tintwhistle. That's it, into the tree line. So that's it, just over this stile. I'm just going to drop back here and just go up the fence line, 100 metres to the memorial plaque. Just before the crease in the hill where it kicks up, just in front of the fence line, there's a cross there. That's the memorial plaque for the 3 aircraft wreck that's on here. There's also a geocache just under it as well. In memory of the Allied air crews who lost their lives on and near to this place. 3 RAF Hurricanes, 1 RAF Lancaster, 1 USAF Lightning, between 1944 and 8. But if you follow this fence line up, just stay on the fence basically, follow it up, it turns off to the right, follow it up again, up and over a couple more of these crests, it turns off to the right, and before it follows the steep up to take you up onto the top, the Lancaster, so the Hurricane is just off over the fence to your right. And geocache just under that rock. I've signed it before about 5 years ago, not messed with it since. It's always good when it's where you left it. I've only been there, so it must have been pretty stealthy to have it away. So I've come down a couple of switchbacks. So I normally go down that one that pushes you down to the road. But today's mission is break off the switchbacks at that point and follow this wall around to there, and then it kicks over and sort of gradually drops down to the road, joining up with Woodhead Pass down there. Right, that's the end of the farm trail. Tintwhistle Memorial. And this church over yonder. The track is what I joined onto. I came up the road and turned left. So this is now coming at it from the right. So when I get to the junction, turn left down the hill, and there should be the car. So I went that way this morning. So I'm just down here now, 5 minutes. See car from here. Rabbit, hare, whatever, coming towards me. That's one, two, about a fifth one I've seen. And there I was back. 6.25 miles, 3 hours 41 minutes. About what I planned it really. 6 1/4.